Come in.
You know that, as leader of the collective, I could forbid you from going.
But you won't.
Won't I?
Because you know what I'm doing is right.
Right? Father, I know no such thing.
It is the will of the collective, and I am the senior member.
But I can overrule it.
I know you can, Rejoice.
You know that we can't trust them. You know that they hate us.
We can't fight them. So we must negotiate. Wish me luck.
Better move your elbow. Not that way.
There's hardly any room in here. Is that better?
Better.
Success? With whatever it is you're doing?
I've just managed to patch my tracker into the Dalek security net's comms scanner nodes.
Clever. Found anything interesting?
You could say that.
Hey, what was that?
Sounds like Daleks to me.
What do they say?
I'm not sure.
Peace in our time. Peace in our time. Peace in our time.
I hope they feel better after that.
I don't. And I don't see how Daleks and peace go together.
Neither do I.
They've done nothing but murder and humiliate us since they came to Keska.
Come with me, brother.
Rejoice comes with us too.
What? Why?
Because she's my friend.
It's all right. You don't have to take me with you. You really don't.
Yes, I do. She comes with us, Seratrix.
Oh. Very well, if you wish. Follow me.
Wait, Time Lords. Stop.
Ah, Tranus, I'm afraid I'm a little busy.
This is our planet. Ours and the Daleks, not yours. While you are here, you will afford me any courtesy I require of you.
Well,
Or you die.
I'm not sure the Prime Dalek would approve of your threat.
The Prime Dalek and I understand each other well enough. It's you Time Lords I don't understand.
Really? Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but we really must...
Why do you seek to make peace with our glorious overlords?
That's really how you see the Daleks?
Of course. They have given us the means to conquer, to smite our enemies down, to bend them to our will, to wipe them out.
Yes, I do see some similarities between you.
You honor me.
Do I really?
And yet I know you did not intend that. I am not a fool. You are but insects to me, you Time Lords. You're cringing and treacherous, insignificant and gutless.
And if you've finished insulting us, perhaps you'll let us...
You have fought the Daleks for how long? I have heard for all of eternity. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
They are your sworn enemies. Well?
They are.
And yet, you come here to make peace with them? To negotiate?
We do.
Apparently.
I see that at least it is hard for this one to swallow, but not you, Seratrix, not you.
I embrace what must be done.
I would never make peace with my enemies.
Well, that doesn't come as much of a surprise.
I would only hound them to hell!
But what if the only way to hound your enemies to hell would mean that you and your people ended up in hell too?
Come closer, you cringing insect, so that I might see the milky weakness of your wet eyes.
Thomas, I must insist that you unhandle me.
Listen well, insect. I would gladly send myself, my family, and all my people to hell if it meant the end of an enemy. Huh? What do you say to that?
Here. Let me help you up.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
What?
what is your answer?
To your carefully argued position of sacrificing your entire race just to destroy an enemy?
Well,
I'd say, Tranus, that is where you and I differ. Good day to you. Come along, brother. And, rejoice.
What have you got? What are you looking at?
Hang on.
If you really have tapped into the Dalek comms and scanner network, you
Should be able to find out what's going on here. I know. And this is interesting.
What is it?
2 Time Lords on the move with a Keskan.
Well, it must be the Doctor and Sarah chick, surely.
I think that's what we have to assume. Once they've stopped moving, we'll try to get their location. In the meantime, open up your demolition charges pack.
This used to be my father's quarters.
Ah, I see. Yes, well, it's very comfortable.
Yes, it is. Are you all right, Rejoice?
I haven't been allowed in here for years.
And it's full of memories.
Yes. Not all of them good. Don't worry about me. I'll be all right. Truly.
So, Ceratric, you're definitely not a prisoner of the Daleks, then?
No, it's all a little more civilized.
Civilized? Since when has anything the Daleks have done been civilized?
You were sent by Cardinal Elistra, weren't you?
In a manner of speaking.
What's that supposed to mean?
Look, none of this matters. We've got to stop that drill from reaching the core of Casca and fast.
You really think we have a chance of doing that?
From what I saw of the drive section, the thrust that kind of engine produces leaves us with about an hour before they reach the core. Maybe more, if we're lucky.
But how are we going to stop it?
Well, what goes down surely must come up, don't you think?
We must not interfere.
What?
The agreement I have negotiated with the Daleks...
You're not seriously telling me that you're genuinely attempting to negotiate peace with the Daleks, are you?
You heard what I said in the observation suite at the launch celebrations.
But I assume that was... well... that was a bluff.
A bluff?
Yes, a way of keeping yourself alive and out of a Dalek talk-to chamber.
But if Cardinal Elistra sent you, surely you know I'm here to sue for peace.
Sue for... Elistra knows this?
Of course. The Time War can never be won. It will only result in the destruction of the universe.
But you can't negotiate peace with the Daleks. They simply betray you at the first opportunity.
And it's that kind of thinking that has led to eons of destruction. Think of the carnage that has been wrought across the galaxies. Think of
Don't presume to lecture me on what the Daleks are capable of. I know more than most.
I know that. Doctor.
You mustn't say that.
I have renounced that name.
So I'd heard. And I understand why. Because you felt you had to do what was necessary to defeat the Daleks. In a way, you were daring to think the unthinkable.
True. Yes.
And now, you must think the unthinkable again, but in a different way. You know more than anyone how unstoppable the Daleks are. Even after what you did at Omega-1, still they find a way to fight back.
You did say that.
Yes, but I didn't mean... Oh,
Then what did you mean? That you were sick of all the fighting?
Perhaps.
Did you really expect to survive the activation of the time destructor at Omega-1? Wasn't there at least a part of you that wanted it all to be over?
All set?
Just about. Are you sure this is wise?
I'm just going to ignore that question. And don't worry, I've double-checked everything you've done. So...
Where are the Doctor and Seratrix now?
by my reckoning, 3 floors up from here, in a largish room.
We have to risk going up in a lift again?
No. We climb up this service shaft, and according to the scanner node data I've hacked into, the Doctor and Seratrix's room is directly opposite the shaft. So, start climbing, Venice. Come on, up you go.
It doesn't matter how any of us feels, how sick of the war we may be, hoping for the impossible is not the solution.
It's not the impossible we're hoping for. We're creating a situation in which things can change.
And you seriously believe the Daleks can change?
Given the right circumstances, yes.
Oh, you haven't lived under their rule. You haven't seen at first hand how they murder without conscience, how they total disregard...
That's true enough, but I think that it gives me and my brothers and sisters a unique perspective.
Brothers and sisters? You sound like some kind of happy-clappy maniac. And since when was ignorance a unique perspective?
Hear me out, please.
While the clock ticks down to the destruction of life on this planet, and then 1,000 others, and where will you be? Safe in some spaceship with your precious Dalek allies negotiating away the lives of innocents to save your own skins.
We have formed an inner sanctum of Time Lords. Together, our brothers and sisters have faced the distasteful necessity of making peace with the Daleks. And we will not flinch from this task, no matter the cost.
You are deluded.
Perhaps it is you who are blind to the truth. You were fighting the Daleks long before the Time War began. You were involved in its very beginnings.
Oh, so this is a blame game now, is it?
No, but you know more than anyone the futility of war. You are a civilized man, not a man of war. Don't you understand? When I saw you in that room, when the Daleks identified you as a Gallifreyan, my hearts were filled with joy.
Oh, but perhaps you'd like to offer me as a deal sweetener to the Daleks. Here you are, chums. Your arch-enemy, on a plate.
I stopped them scanning you before they discovered your true identity because I was proud to have you on our side. This is where you belong, with all your brothers and sisters who believe in peace, not war. With us, you can reclaim your name and stand proud as the man you have always been. Well, what do you say?
I want to say something.
This is not a matter for you to comment.
Yes, it is. You're toying with the destruction of her planet, her people. I think it is very much a matter for her to comment upon. Go ahead, rejoice.
When the Talians first broke through our planetary force field, the force field the Doctor had made for us, we tried to negotiate with Tranus. My father, as the most senior member of the collective, led the negotiation team. Tranus sent a message that he was willing to meet them in a spaceship in lower orbit. My father and his team arrived. They entered the spaceship. The airlocks sealed behind them, and Tranus had the ship sent straight into the burning heart of our sun.
Naturally, I am sorry for your loss, but I fail to see the relevance.
Don't you see? The Daleks and the Talians are the same. They fear and hate everything. They destroy civilization wherever they find it. Your prime Dalek may appear to be listening and negotiating, but in the end he will see you burn, as Tranus did my father and his friends.
Right, Venice. This is it.
You sure we're on the right floor?
I'm sure.
Oh, then we'd better...
No! Not unless you want to run into a squad of Daleks.
The search must continue. Continue full scanning. I obey.
If they're searching for us, what if they open it?
Just keep perfectly still. Right.
Then tell me, how is this situation different?
The difference is that you had nothing to offer Tranus and the Talians.
What have you got to offer the Daleks?
We've already given it to them.
The 1,000 worlds and their peoples? You had no right to simply hand over the lives of billions of innocent people.
We gave the Daleks the Null Zone weapon.
You mean it's a Time Lord weapon? From the Omega Arsenal?
In the light of the severe disadvantage suffered by the Daleks as a result of what you did at Omega 1, we gave them a weapon that would obviate the loss of their main space-time fleet. The Null Zone has given the Daleks a new, contained power base in one discrete time zone.
1,000 planets where you hope they'll be content to slaughter as they please. You really are dredging new lows of moral irresponsibility, aren't you?
It is a gesture of good faith to reassure them of our sincere intentions.
And Olystra is part of all this.
Who are you? Oh, it's you.
You make another noise, you die.
There's no need for melodramatics, Veclin. She's with us. You met her some time ago.
Yes, and I remember not liking her.
What?
I don't blame you, Rejoice. Veclin and Bennis are part of my team.
My team. I'm in command, remember.
Where's Arverton?
He's dead. He was killed while trying to save us.
I'm sorry.
No time for all that. Lord Ceratrix, I'm Commander Veclin. We're here to rescue you.
Veclin, there's no need to rescue.
We have to move fast. The Daleks are on elevated alert. They must already suspect we're here.
They do. So, how do you propose
we steal a Dalek ship, fly clear of the Null Zone. Then we send a pre-arranged retrieval code on a covert frequency to Gallifrey.
Well done, Veclin. There's only one snag.
What?
Ceratrix doesn't want to be rescued.
He doesn't want to...
And you were sent by Cardinal Olystra too.
Your friend Olystra told us we'd been sent here to rescue you, so that you wouldn't be forced to reveal vital military secrets under Dalek interrogation.
I've already told you that Olystra is a firm supporter of the peace plan.
Peace plan?
She is a valued sister.
You know, I'm wondering why she sent us all here in the first place.
What's going on?
Emergency! Emergency! Explosive devices detonated within Citadel structure! Report on damage! Report! Damage report not possible! Explosions have rendered all scanners and communications inoperative!
Veclin set charges in the main service shaft. I'm afraid I couldn't stop her.
What do you mean you couldn't stop? This is our chance to escape. The Dalek scanners and comms will be offline.
I'm not being rescued. I have work to do here. My mission is to negotiate peace with the Daleks.
And he isn't joking.
I'm sorry, Ceratrix. I don't care what mad ideas you've got in your head, but my orders are clear. You're to come with me.
Bennis!
Drop your weapon, Veclin, or I fire!
So you're part of this too. And Arverton?
He was, yes.
Interesting that someone made sure that both of you are volunteered for fatal time-destructive duties.
Our movement may well have enemies within the High Council.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Drop the weapon, Veclin!
I'm very sorry, Doctor, but I must hand you all over to the Daleks.
They'll kill us.
Oh, he knows that, Veclin. But for Ceratrix, it's a mere drop in the ocean compared to the millions who'll die when the Daleks drill out the magnetic cores of 1,000 inhabited planets.
I'm not sure what the hell's going on here, but you can be certain that the moment Bennis shoots me, Ceratrix, I'll kill you.
Well, isn't this sordid?
Bennis, shoot the Keskan woman.
Nope.
That won't stop me killing you, Ceratrix.
Oh, look at yourselves. Willing to sacrifice an innocent bystander? Why? Because you think she's a lesser being?
At this precise moment, I don't want to kill anyone unless I have to.
We're better than this. We're not Daleks. We don't have to kill.
Then what do you suggest we do, Doctor?
Communications and security scanner still non-operational.
This must be the work of the Time Lord intruders detected in the fuel expulsion system. All security Daleks from main control will search the Citadel for Time Lord intruders immediately. Exterminate them on sight.
Doctor?
Rejoice, I told you not.
Let them kill me!
No, don't be ridiculous.
If it gives Veclin here a chance to kill Ceratrix...
Rejoice, no! I won't tolerate any killing in this room. Do you all hear me?
Put the gun down, Bennis.
I can't do that.
All right, enough. Nobody's shooting anybody. Ceratrix.
Yes?
What have the Daleks told you?
What do you mean?
About their ultimate plan in the null zone. Why are they drilling into the cores of all these planets?
Their plan is to create a series of movable bases from which to administrate their new null zone empire. Each planet will be fitted with a warp drive and used to form a protective boundary around this sector of space and time. And we will agree never to enter it.
In return for a cessation of all hostilities.
Is he serious?
I'm afraid he is, Veclin. It would be charming if it weren't so monumentally stupid.
The Daleks?
The Daleks don't do defensive. They don't do peaceful administration of a nice, cozy empire.
You only think that way because you've been fighting a war for eternity. Bennis!
Brother.
All right. Hey, all right. Let's just calm down, shall we? Let me offer you a deal, Ceratrix.
A deal?
Yes. In the spirit of negotiation. You like negotiation, don't you? Are you willing to listen to my opening gambit?
Very well.
If I can prove to you that the Daleks are up to something far, far worse, something that will mean the Time Lords can never make peace with them, will you relent and abandon your plan? Or will you simply kill Rejoice in the name of your so-called peace?
Bennis, drop your weapon.
But, brother, I don't...
Do it, please. We are reasonable beings. We should solve this through negotiation. This is what we've been committed to, what we have worked for. We can't betray that principle now.
Very well.
Right, let's go.
Wait, Veclin, wait. I made a promise.
You're not serious.
You think I'm a Dalek? You think I'll go back on my word whenever it suits me? What are you going to do? Point a gun at me now?
You get one chance.
Rejoice. We need to get to the Dalek Center of Operations.
I know the way. It's the old collective council chamber, where I presided over the surrender of my people. They've packed it with Dalek technology now. They control everything from there. Look out!
Do not move or you will be exterminated!
Veclin! Bennis!
I thought you weren't going to allow any killing in this room.
I wasn't talking about Daleks. Lead the way, Rejoice. Veclin, Bennis, we're going to need your explosives and firepower.
I refuse to fight.
I don't think you're going to have that luxury, Ceratrix. Come on.
Intruders not
Leader Tronus, what's going on out there? Haven't the Daleks fixed their damn technology yet? What's all the noise?
I must report that the two Time Lords have been seen in the Citadel.
So?
Well, they've taken the Keskan slave elite woman with them. And two others, also Time Lords, we think.
What are you trying to tell me?
Well, they're fighting, destroying Daleks, killing our warriors.
Even Ceratrix?
Even he.
Interesting. What has given the insect courage, I wonder?
What are your orders?
It seems these Time Lords are not as peaceful as they claim. Do you know where they're heading?
From the direction they're taking, the Dalek Control Center.
Well, let's see what they're up to.
Intruders detected! Exterminate! Exterminate!
Fire at their eyes!
Oh, let's get it!
Joyce, get back here!
Help me push this thing, come on!
Come on, Senatrix! Push it into the other one!
Keep firing! Exterminate! Senatrix, here! Explosive charge!
Got it! Set the timer for 3 seconds! 3, 2, 1, 1.5! Everyone all right?
Yes. Yes.
Where to now, Rejoice?
We're nearly there. Oh, you think we'll be in time to stop the drill?
We can only hope so.
Report!
Communication circuits cannot be restored!
Are there any reports on the progress of the Time Lord intruders? Scanner still inoperative. All systems must be reactivated. We must re-establish contact with the drill capsule.
It's swarming with Daleks in there.
So how do you plan to find your so-called real Dalek objective?
Well, I think I have a plan. Veclin.
Yes.
I'm going to need something vital from you to make it work.
What do you mean?
Some information and a little bit of ordnance. Good afternoon.
Alert! Alert! Exterminating true Dalek crime!
All right, don't panic. I've got your best friend with me, Senatrix.
What is the meaning of this intrusion? Who are these creatures?
Scanning! This female is a Keskan! The others are all Time Lords!
Well, that's right. They're part of your negotiating team, aren't they, Senatrix? 2 of your brothers and a sister, isn't that right?
Time Lords have been attacking Daleks in the Citadel?
Yes, we know that. Terrible behavior, but it wasn't us. We're here to help you restore your communications and scanners. I heard you had a spot of bother. My name's John Smith, by the way. Pleased to meet you. We weren't introduced properly before.
Senatrix, is this true?
Yes. Come on, Senatrix. The Prime Dalek is your trusted partner in peace. Reassure him.
It is true that John Smith is extremely resourceful and very probably can fix your systems.
Then he may proceed immediately.
Thank you. Now, I'll also need the help of my faithful assistant, Veclin.
I'm not your assistant.
Yes, thank you, Veclin. Now, if you'll proceed to those control banks over there, Prime Dalek, could you ask your Dalek technicians to move to one side and give us access?
Very well. Move away from the controls.
We obey!
Thank you. Now, let's... Ooh, this should do the trick.
Communications network now re-establishing!
Excellent.
Yes. You just have to know exactly where the trouble occurred, eh, Veclin?
I am honored we have been able to assist. Perhaps, in the light of this, you might grant me a favor.
Explain?
Would you clarify the full extent of your plan here in the null zone?
For what purpose?
So that my fellow negotiators can fully appreciate the nature of the Dalek operation in this sector.
Very well.
Scanners re-establishing contact with drill capsule!
Once the drill capsule has destroyed the core of Keska, it will embed a warp engine in its place. This process will be repeated throughout this space-time zone. Then the planets will be utilized for security and administrative purposes, maintaining order in this sector.
How are you doing, Veclin?
Nearly finished.
Yeah, so I. Well, that's all very interesting, Prime Dalek, because...
Scanners now fully functional. Drill capsule now on final approach to planetary core. Prepare to transmit. Detonation signal prepared.
And when it explodes, the destruction of this planet will begin. Without a magnetic core, the atmosphere will dissipate and the surface will be ravaged by devastating solar winds. All life will be gone within a year.
The inhabitants will be provided with alternative living space.
Of course. Of course. The Daleks are well known for their philanthropy, aren't they? Now, this is interesting.
What are you doing?
Oh, yes, very interesting. This is just what I was looking for, in point of fact.
Explain?
These Time Lords have made short work of many a Dalek here today. Impressive.
But the fighting has stopped.
Interesting. Then perhaps the Time Lords have reached the control center. Follow me!
Let me put it on the big screen so that everyone can have a good old look.
But what is this?
It can't be.
Pretty little schematic, isn't it? There we are, all the 1,000 worlds. Actually, there are a few hundred more. Turns out the rumors were a little on the modest side.
Access to that schematic is not permitted!
Oh, sorry. Would you like me to switch it off? No, where's the button for that? Oh dear, I can't find it.
What is that planet? There, the one...
Oh, I think everyone else knows the answer to that, Rejoice.
It's Gallifrey.
The planet of the Time Lords.
Deactivate that screen!
Bit late for that, isn't it? Cat's out of the bag. Might I draw everyone's attention to all those trajectory lines from the 1,000 worlds?
They're heading straight for Gallifrey.
They're going to destroy Gallifrey.
I know. It's a bit of a shocker, isn't it? The Daleks want to win the Time War after all? Who'd have thought it? Eh? They want to fire 1,000 planets at 50 times the speed of light right at Gallifrey.
The sky trenches, the transduction barriers, the time fields, none of them could withstand that.
Prime Dalek, this can't be true.
Yes, Prime Dalek. Where does this leave the peace negotiations? How does shattering Gallifrey and dispersing it into the maelstrom of temporal chaos fit with the ceasefire plan? Just wondering.
Silence!
Prime Dalek, you must...
Don't waste your breath, Ceratrix.
There are always obstacles to peace. I understand that. Sometimes these obstacles may seem insurmountable, but if we can just work together...
Exterminate!
No.
Now, exterminate them all! Exterminate!
Exterminate!
Do your worst, Veclin.
Everyone down!
Is everyone all right?
Yes, I think so.
Everyone except Ceratrix.
He signed his own death warrant the moment he started trying to make peace with the Daleks.
You are certainly right about where I should place those demolition charges.
Oh, I know my way round a Dalek control room.
What did you do? Have you killed them all?
We delivered a massive shock to the Dalek Pathweb signal boosters.
Pathweb? What's that?
It's the way the Daleks communicate with each other. Veklin's previous explosions had already caused it to temporarily shut down. When it reactivated, all the Daleks would have instinctively logged in again at full strength. Imagine if you think you're listening to someone whispering and then they suddenly let off an explosion in your ear.
You deafened them?
Gave them a severe concussion. They're all out for the count now. All systems shut down, totally vulnerable to attack. You can easily destroy them.
We can? And what are you going to do?
Well, there'll be no point destroying the Daleks if your planet is still going to lose its atmosphere and expose you all to the deadly radiation of the solar winds. Excuse me. Work to do.
Leader Tronus, all the Daleks, they've stopped moving.
These Time Lords have done something. I find myself gaining a newfound respect for them. But still, they must die. Come.
The screens are all coming to life.
You're reactivating their comm systems. Why?
I'm trying to find out a way of influencing the control signal of the drill capsule. Mute that racket, will you? And for goodness sake, don't press the control to open a channel. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, what are you?
Hello? Hello? Who's there?
Who's that?
Wait a minute. I know that voice.
Yes, so do I. Where's it transmitting from? I'll see if I can get a picture on one of the screens. There.
Garv! It's Garv!
Yes. You know him?
He was one of our chief scientists. I thought he was dead. Garv!
Rejoice? And is that John Smith?
Yes, it's me. Hello, Garv.
John Smith, please, just tell me you've defeated the Daleks for us, as you said you would.
He has, Garv. He's given them all a sort of brainstorm. They're completely at our mercy. But we have to find a way to stop the drill capsule. I heard the Daleks were forcing you and some of our other scientists to work on it. Do you have any idea how we could stop it?
But didn't you realize?
Realize what?
I've just traced where the signal's coming from. Look!
What is it?
Garv is calling us from inside the capsule.
Oh.
I thought you knew. They said they needed us to guide the systems, that they would execute our families if we didn't obey them. But I think it was just pure sadism.
How many of you are there?
All 10 of us, but 2 have died already, from the heat and the pressure.
Damn!
That won't help.
I know. We must find a way to reverse the direction of the drill. If we can create a reverse vortex...
No, that won't work. We don't have access to that kind of control here. And the drill motors were designed specifically without a reverse function. There's only one way to stop this drill.
Look out, Talians!
Burn us!
Cease firing. Spare the rest. For now.
Obviously, I'm delighted to see you, Tranus, but I'm rather too busy trying to save this planet.
If he says another word or moves, kill the Keskin slave elite woman. That is better. Now, Rejoice, what is going on here?
You'd better let him get on with what he was doing.
Oh, you would presume to give me an order, slave elite?
This planet will be destroyed if you don't let him...
What do I care about this planet?
You're standing on it for a start, aren't you? Are you really that stupid?
You wish to die like your friend.
He was no friend of mine. He was a fool who thought he could make peace with the Daleks.
We have made peace with the Daleks.
They're just using you, Tranus. Look at the images on the big screen up there. There! Do you see that?
What does it mean?
It means that more than 1,000 planets are going to be used to bombard and smash the home planet of the Time Lords. And when that happens, all of us in this sector of space will be destroyed.
Is she right? You may speak, Time Lord.
She is right. And that man, there...
Hello? Can you hear me? Time's nearly up. Hello? John Smith.
He's inside the drill heading for the core of this planet. When that capsule explodes, Daleks on all those other worlds are waiting to start work. And when that work is done, it'll mean the end of the Keskans and the Talians and countless other races. The Daleks are not your glorious overlords. They're simply your executioners.
And you can stop this?
Perhaps. If you let me try.
Tranus, are you so intent on hounding us all to hell? Even without a victory to send you on your way?
Go ahead. You may try.
Oh.
Hello, Garv. Hello, Garv. Are you reading me?
Yes, John Smith. What?
You said there was only one way to stop the drill.
We have to blow it up.
But you'll all die.
We're dead, whatever happens.
Won't blowing that thing up now destroy the planet anyway?
No, they're still too far off from the core. It'll cause some pretty unpleasant quakes and volcanic eruptions, but the planet and most of its people should still survive. If we're quick enough. I see.
What is it?
Keskin slave. If you have accepted your own death, then why haven't you blown yourselves up already? That is what I would do to thwart.
We've been trying.
But the Daleks obviously realize we might attempt that. We've accessed the explosive charge controls, but they can only be activated by a signal from that control center.
The signal? The Prime Dalek said something about a signal. How do we send it?
I found it. Here.
Then send the signal, Time Lord.
Yes, send it. We're going to die anyway. At least this way our deaths will mean something. Send the signal now, before it's too late.
But there must be another way.
Not as brave as you like to appear to be, eh, Time Lord? No stomach for doing what is needed.
You have no idea the things I've had to do.
Words. Just words, Time Lord. You want to save this planet, and all the other planets, then take action. Or perhaps you just want to sit here and die along with your pitiful moral scruples.
You think I shouldn't hesitate to kill the men on that capsule?
Only a coward would hesitate.
And only a monster would be so certain. And I said I was a monster, didn't I, Rejoice?
Doing what is necessary to save lives doesn't make you a monster.
And that's what we must always tell ourselves, isn't it? We must do what is necessary to win the war, to defeat the Daleks, destroy the monsters. But the truth is, we have to become monsters to do it.
Then that is your choice, Time Lord. A monster or a coward. Which is it to be?
Please, John Smith, you must.
I know you're a good man, so show me where the control is. I'll press it. It's my responsibility to save my people.
No, Rejoice. I'm the monster here. It's my job.
There. It is done.
You have our thanks. It was the right thing to do. Tell our families that we died to save them. Goodbye, Rejoice. John Smith.
capsule has been destroyed.
What's going to happen now?
Weren't you listening? Quakes and eruptions will ravage the planet, but at least the atmosphere won't be torn away. Many will survive, but the death toll is likely to be terrible.
Thank you.
You're thanking me? For what? For that?
For doing your best.
None of this would have happened if Ceratrix and his cohorts hadn't tried to make peace. And isn't that a testament to what a sick place the universe has become? A man harbors a hope for peace. That should be a good thing. A noble thing. But instead, that hope could have led to the destruction of everything good in the cosmos. To a clear victory for the Daleks.
You waste your time on pointless chatter. The only thing that matters in the universe is power. And the Daleks have given me that power.
Oh, rejoice! No! Tronus! You... But... she was trying to save me!
Restrain the Time Lords.
They won't let me go!
So that you can kill me?
Yes!
Oh, found your bravery again, Time Lord. But how long will it last?
Have they killed her?
I don't know. Rejoice! Rejoice, can you hear me? Is she dead?
What do I care?
What are you going to do now? Kill us too?
Gone. Get it over with if you're going to do it.
And your anger now fades. How short-lived your courage is. Your wish for death is a coward's way out. You feel guilt and pain in your weak heart. Perhaps your punishment will be to live. What? What's happening? Where have they gone?
Cardinal Alystra. Don't expect any thanks from me.
Nice to see you too. You may go, Becklin.
But what's going on?
Time Lords are using battle services. We have no
We're attacking the null zone. But how? This is a battle TARDIS. How are we able to use battle TARDISes in the null zone?
I said, you may go, Becklin.
But you're wiping them out. The Daleks and the Talians.
Becklin, you have my thanks. My deepest thanks. And now you will forget everything.
Everything?
On pain of dematerialization. You understand?
Yes, Cardinal. Of course. Goodbye, Doctor.
Glad you can forget all about me, too, while you're at it. How efficient the Time Lord war machine is at eliminating an inferior enemy. None of the Daleks here have time travel capability. You can outmaneuver them at every move.
Yes. Hardly sporting, is it? But then, we're not in this war for sport, are we? We have to win it.
It's a massacre.
But not of the innocent. And that's what would have happened if the Daleks had succeeded.
So, I take it that you misled Ceratrix about your desire for peace?
I discovered his plans a long time ago.
And you infiltrated his inner sanctum?
I convinced him I could supply the influence and support he needed.
Why? Why not let him have his deluded dream without the means to do anything about it?
Because I knew that the people of Gallifrey could never hear of his plan to sue for peace.
Because it would destroy morale?
Yes, and expose others to the contagious virus of fear and appeasement.
Oh, it's a virus, is it?
Oh, yes. How can anyone fight when in their hearts they think the war might not be worth the fight? That there's another way, a peaceful way.
Well, I must say I'm pretty disgusted with myself to be on your side. I presume it was you that gave Ceratrix the Null Zone weapon?
Of course.
But you kept control of it.
Oh, always. And now I've switched it off. Hence our little tactical advantage in the mopping up operation out there.
So you made sure Ceratrix ended up in the Null Zone ostensibly to negotiate.
Oh, he was most insistent about that. I had tried to get Bennis and Arbatun killed at Omega-1, but you stepped in and found that out.
Ah, you thought I was on their side, didn't you?
I feel foolish admitting it, but yes, I did. That's why I had my best agent, Veclin, find you and take you, Bennis, and Arbatun on a mission from which none of you would return.
Not much advantage in being your best agent, is there? One wonders what you do to your worst agents.
Veclin would have been collateral damage, and Ceratrix would become a dead hero. Has become a dead hero. A martyr to the Time Lord cause. The Time Lords must never know that they had a traitor in their midst.
Bad for morale?
Well, quite. I admit that things haven't gone quite to plan. But to be honest, that leaves me rather delighted.
All this death and destruction, all the suffering caused by the Daleks getting their Null Zone and using the Talians to conquer over 1,000 worlds, and you're rather delighted.
Well, it didn't turn out too bad after all, did it? Ah, here we are.
Where? When?
Follow me.
It's beautiful. Where are we?
You don't recognize it?
Obviously not.
It's Keska.
Have we traveled forwards or backwards from when we were?
Forwards. The surface has long healed, and a new race of peaceful Keskans are building an agrarian society. The terrible war is just a blurred memory for them now. So much forgotten thunder long ago. Follow me.
What now? More scheming?
Ooh, aren't you the suspicious one? Come along.
Well, I never.
I knew you'd like it. In spite of everything, you're a sentimental old fool who becomes too attached to other species.
Thanks. I'll take that as a compliment coming from you.
Quite a good likeness, don't you think?
Of Rejoice? Yes. It's a beautiful bit of sculpture.
She's a symbol of peace now, of hope. Rather impressive.
Did she survive that day on Keska, when the drill capsule detonated?
No idea, actually. I'm not a keen student of history. I've a war to wage, you see.
You really are a charmer, aren't you, Alystra?
I do love the way you forget yourself.
What do you mean?
When you delude yourself that you're a compassionate man with high moral standards and the right to judge others. When you forget that you are, like all the Time Lords now, first and foremost, a warrior.
So, what happens to me now?
Well, fittingly enough, your TARDIS is buried about 100 feet below this very spot.
Is it now?
Yes. All those quakes and eruptions, you see. I can have it transducted to the surface. Only if you wish, of course.
No need, Your Excellency.
Yes, of course. I remember your little TARDIS retrieval trick.
There we are.
A little off target this time.
Well, she has been inactive for quite a while.
I take it you still have the key?
Of course. Poor old girl does look a bit of a mess, I must say.
I'm sure you'll coax some life back into her.
Yes, well, I won't offer a fond farewell. I'd just like to make it abundantly clear that I hope I never have to set eyes on you again.
You know, I'm so glad you turned out to be on our side after all.
Your side?
That you truly are a man of war, who knows there is no choice but to fight to the bitter end.
That's enough.
An end that must only manifest itself in the total defeat of the Daleks.
Feel free to stop talking at any time you like.
Face it, you're on our side, and you're as determined to fight this war as we are.
Some of us don't feel the need to enjoy it.
Oh, just one thing before you go.
What?
Where can I find you, Doctor, when I need you again?
At the heart of the battle, where the blood of the innocents flows, and only the monstrous survive.